Doc, let's talk about money because I know if you're starting to think about, or you're exploring, or you've already started working on offering your own private or wellness services outside of the hospital, money is and income is a big consideration for you and may actually be causing you some hesitation. And it's something that you're considering a lot because your bills, family commitments, all of the expenses that you have are depending on the predictable paycheck that you have now. So let's talk about it. And before we go any further, I'm Dr. Simone. I'm a medical doctor and health and wellness coach, and I help women physicians in public health care pivot into their own private or wellness services, even if they're unsure where to start and they don't want to risk losing their income in the process. So if that sounds anything like you, hit subscribe. So when I started thinking about working outside of the public health system, I wanted more flexibility, freedom with my schedule. I wanted to escape the harsh conditions of the public healthcare environment, and also to find work that aligned with my interests and values. And I wanted a schedule that supported my health and energy. But alongside those things, I also wanted to figure out how I can have a sustainable income while I was building this new thing. And in particular, I'm going to talk about the phase in my transition that I made the most changes, I would say, and that is the last private employed role I had, and some of the things that I put in place, some consciously and some unconsciously, that allowed me to protect my income as I moved into this new phase of my life. So, as I would have mentioned in videos before, the private employed roles that I had gave me the experience, the confidence I needed to be able to practice on my own. And most importantly, I was able to still be paid, even though I was gaining experience, which is something that I talk about all the time. I was still able to earn an income. And that was really helpful as I was building my new career and my new career path, because when I decided that I wanted to invest in my health and life coaching certification, the income that I was earning was able to go into that. So the income from my employed role was able to help me to fund my coaching certification. I didn't have to dip into any savings that I had. And talking about savings, that is definitely one of the strategies that I use to protect my income. Um, it was definitely one of the things that I paid attention to, and to build that savings cushion that allowed me, even after I left my employed role, that gave me some income stability as well. And the third thing I did, which is I think is the most important, and if you take anything from this video, I think this is the most important thing in terms of protecting your income when we're talking about money and moving into a new career path, especially if you're offering your own services, and that is bringing in your own income from the new services that you're going to provide even before you leave your current role. So I was able to do this during my last private employed role, because I think one of the things that I'm so grateful for in the coaching school that I went to is that they encouraged us to start talking about what we were doing. And it was almost like a requirement, because as part of the coaching certification, you had to have or complete working with practice clients. And so to even have practice clients, people have to know what you're doing so that they can sign up to be a client. And so early on in my certification, because I wanted to finish it in a particular time, I had to tell people what I was doing, and that helped me to gain practice clients. So I started very early on sharing what I was doing. I built an Instagram page, and I started working with practice clients. I started getting feedback. I started refining my skills, learning what people wanted in their health and wellness, and understanding like exactly what they needed help with, so that when I started charging for my services, it was actually what people needed and wanted. So even before I left my private role, months and months before, 6+ months before I left my private role, I had started accepting paying clients. And so I was starting to get income from the new services that I wanted to provide. So I was no longer guessing if people would pay me for the services that I had evidence that they would. So looking back, savings are always important, but savings can only grow if you have recurrent income. And I know from experience that savings can deplete if you're not constantly bringing in income and a consistent recurrent income. And what creates confidence in your new chapter and offering your own private services and building your own practice is creating recurrent income, knowing that you have clients and or patients coming in, knowing that people value your work and will pay for it, and seeing that the thing that you're building is supporting itself. And that's what gave me the confidence to keep moving forward. And that's exactly what we do in my one-on-one 6-month coaching program, Pivot to Private. We identify what services you can offer based on your clinical skills, your strengths, your education, and your interests as well. And we validate demand so that we know that your target audience, will actually pay for the services that you provide. We clarify your pricing so that it matches the income goal that you have and the savings goals that you have as well. And you will also have support in attracting your ideal clients and patients so that you can work towards building recurrent revenue even before you leave your current role. The goal is to make your transition as intentional, financially responsible, and completely aligned with the kind of lifestyle you want to create. So imagine knowing before you make any decision to leave your current role, you already have the services that your ideal clients and patients want and are willing to pay you for, and you have income being generated as well. This changes the entire experience because you're not wondering whether the ideas and the services that you have will work. You actually have evidence that they are working. So if this is the kind of transition that you want to create, I would love to support you. Click the link in the description to book your application call. We will map out the exact plan that you're going to start generating income from your private services even before you leave your private role. See you in the next video. Bye.